it takes a lot for a show to break me. And I'm not going to lie, I was not thinking this show was going to break me. And it fucking did. Oh my gosh, we got to talk about this. Hi guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And today is a podcast that has been a long time coming. Mainly because this was a series I've personally been wanting to talk about with Jay on here for like a while now. And with the introduction of season 2, we decided why not fucking talk about it at this point. Today we are going to be talking about Good Omens. We're mainly talking about season 2, but we basically are compiling seasons 1 and 2 together for this.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you explain what Good Omens is about, honey? Take it away.
So we follow up with Aziraphale and Crowley, and turns out that Gabriel has lost his memory and come down to Earth, and they're trying to figure out why that's happening. And there's also like 2 lesbians in it. We get like flashbacks.
More
flashbacks when they interacted and stuff, and like, yeah, pretty much the plot for this season.
So before we go into anything else, I will say we are going to be talking about spoilers with this, because we actually have to with this, because I feel like no one's going to understand anything if we don't talk about the spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen season 2 or season 1 at this point, go watch that before you come back to this. So before we get to season 2, let's talk about season 1 really quick, since that one, we kind of had to rewatch that, because fun fact, me and Jay actually watched this when we first got together, like a very long time ago when it came out. So we literally had to rewatch it just to kind of like get familiar with it again, because the first season I think came out like 2018, 2019. It was like a good 5 years.
2019.
So yeah, it came out like a while back. So basically season 1 is basically what the original book was about. The book's by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So the original story was about basically the coming of the Antichrist and heaven and hell basically fighting each other to figure out who the Antichrist is going to be siding with, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically the gist of that. And then Aziraphale is basically an angel that is on the good side. Crowley is a demon on the bad side. Then you get, I forgot the kid's name, like John or something like that. Like, then you have the kid who becomes the Antichrist. And it's basically just them, like, while he's growing up, trying to help him decide what he wants to be, in a sense. But they're kind of trying to be like, oh, come to my side. Oh, come to my side. Like, kind of persuading him. But yet he chooses his own destiny, which is a good thing. So I know you kind of had a little bit of a hard time rewatching the first season. So what did you
have a hard time? What do you think that was?
I don't know. Just like, you look like you were kind of like losing it a little bit, like interest-wise, when, at least to me, you were.
Because I already know how it ended. Like, the thing about it is I don't go back and look at stuff unless I really, really have a passion for it. So.
Yeah. But the only reason, in my opinion, we did it was just because it's been like 5 years. So I kind of wanted to make sure we didn't forget anything when we were doing this review, because the new season literally just came out, like, I think a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to kind of prep us for it, just to make sure we remember everything, because 5 years is a long fucking time, honey. So, but yeah, once we finish talking about season 1, we'll get into the season 2 stuff. But what did you think of season 1? Like, in its entirety. Like, what did you think of it?
Season 1 is like a good, as someone who is both of us who've never read the book,
which I eventually would like to do.
Like, it follows like good enough. I know that, like, I know the side characters were a lot more of a big deal in the book, and Crowley and Aziraphale were not as the main characters. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what was told.
I don't know. I gotta watch the Dom's retrospective again on the book versus the TV show. But I mean, they pretty much all people were happy with it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And just as a standalone series, it's weird enough to be be good. I mean, as someone who's read a lot of Neil Gaiman's work, you can tell he wrote it.
Yeah.
It's an honor. It's an honor. It's a little thing that he made. The TV show he made to honor his friend and everything.
Yeah.
And it's
I feel like Terry would be proud. I feel like he would be.
He would be proud of what happened. Because they were this is a book that's been trying to get adaptations made from it for a while, and this is how he wanted. I guess this is what Neil Gaiman eventually did with it. So
yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off though, but even after rewatching season 1 and season 2, I would definitely read the book after this, or at least read an audiobook, because I don't know how long the actual book is. So
it's not that long.
I would probably just read an audiobook, because I would like to hear Neil Gaiman not illustrate it, narrate it. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be kind of cool for him to narrate it, but that's just me.
I think he does. He narrates a lot of his audiobooks.
That is awesome. But anyway, so here's my opinion about season 1. Honestly, when it first came out, it just made me so happy, because at the time there wasn't a lot of LGBT kind of stuff, and it's not the very prominent in the series, but there is hints of it. You can tell there's mm-hmm. hints of it. They're being very subtle about it.
Humans, definitely.
Yeah, but other than that, it's a very engaging series. Michael Sheen, who plays Aziraphale, and David Tennant, who plays Crowley, they work off each other so fucking well. They work so great with each other.
Well,
they play off
friends
each other
in real life.
I know, but
a long time, so that's not.
I understand that, but that also makes me happy that they picked these two to play them. Perfect. Honestly, they fit the characters very well. In my opinion, this is probably one of my favorite roles David Tennant's actually been in. For me, this has got to be one of my favorites of his. Mm-hmm. And I got into Michael Sheen because of this. And I hope to see more of his stuff as well, because I do like both of them in this series. And I feel like the series itself does a lot when it comes to it's not trying to be oh, this is the one thing in the Bible. It's kind of like a parody of the Bible in a sense. Just a parody of the stereotypes that they kind of have with heaven and hell and religious shit like that kind of thing. And I like how they go about it. They add a humor to it. They're not talking down to the audience kind of thing. It's just overall this season 1 was really good. And I was not expecting us to actually get a season 2. I'm not going to lie to you. I was honestly very excited that we actually got a season 2. But, sorry, I had something in my throat. But, so I guess, is there anything else you want to talk about season 1 before we rate it and start talking about season 2?
Oh, we're rating season 1? I thought you just wanted to give a retrospective.
Well, we are, but I just wanted to, I guess, know your opinion about it, since it's been a while since, we talked about it.
Season 1, a 7 out of 10.
Okay, you give it a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
I definitely give it an 8.5. We're still doing a retrospective on it. I just wanted to know your opinion because I was curious, because it's been a while since we watched it. So we'll give our overall thoughts about it at the end with an overall rating for the series once we're done with that. So anything else you want to say about season 1 before we start talk about season 2? You're all good? Mm-hmm. All right. So, like I said before, season 2 I was actually not expecting until last year, I think they announced it.
Right? I think.
And I was Jay literally sent it to me and I was are you actually serious? And he's yeah. And I'm oh. But this is the thing. This is not, there's only one book for Good Omens, right? Mm-hmm. So this would make me curious about what they were gonna do for season 2, because this is like a completely like a complete sequel to it. So we don't know, like, we didn't know what was gonna happen because the book had already was done. So this is basically like all new content in a sense. So when I found out about it, I didn't know what I was going into. Like, what were your thoughts when you were going into it? Because to me, I was honestly curious to see what they were going to do.
I hope I hope even if you don't have a book behind you, I hope you're just as good, which
in my opinion, I feel like he was. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's so freshly in my mind though. Maybe because like I'm favoring it more because it's more freshly in my mind. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but personally for me, season 2 was, in my opinion, it was just as good as the first season. Like, just as good. A lot of the shit that I was not expecting, and I'm glad that they did. So I guess the first thing we're going to talk about with season 2 is a lot has changed since the first book. Like, does it say like how far ahead in the present day it is? Because I don't think they mentioned like what year it was.
Just present day, so like a couple years later.
Yeah. So first thing I was personally surprised at was the fact that some of the characters from the first season didn't come back. I'm surprised the witch hunter lady didn't come back.
Their stories are done.
Which I understand. I understand that. I just thought we would have gotten like a cameo from them or something.
Nah.
But I can understand that. So, anyway, let's start with our thoughts on season 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, what are your thoughts on season 2?
They went with the amnesia storyline, which I don't know what to think of that storyline. A lot of people aren't a big fan of that.
Like, they weren't a fan of, like, Gabriel doing it, or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay, just in
general. People
don't
care about that storyline, but, you know, whatever. It could be interesting and stuff like that. It to me, it seems like this is just the excuse to tell vignettes of like different stories, like about the lesbian couple, and then we get more flashbacks of like Crowley and Aziraphale interactions and stuff. Like, and the main point of the thing is like they're trying to find like Gabriel. Both heaven and hell are trying to find Gabriel, so I guess so that they can get the upper hand, I think.
I don't think they really
want the upper hand, or did they want...
I can't remember if they really explained that or not. Like, I think they just wanted to, like... I think Heaven just kind of wanted to bring balance to everything and kind of be like, oh shit, we don't want them to know we fucked up, kind of thing. Well, I think Hell was just trying to do it to fuck with them. But I don't know. Like, that
there
part...
was a bounty on both... There was a bounty on both sides. So.
Yeah, or like a bet or something.
Yeah.
It was something. It was something stupid.
God likes betting. I don't know.
Apparently.
Well, God does not do much in the show.
Yeah, like, that's one thing we will say. God does not do a lot in the show. Yes, he is actually personified in this. So, my opinion on the whole Gabriel plot, when I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, okay, so is this just going to be them just helping Gabriel for the whole season? Which it kind of does, but they kind of did a little bit more than I was expecting it to do. Like, the trailer barely gave us anything. But when you actually see the show, I was surprised with how they actually did this for Gabriel. Because here's my thing. I did not like Gabriel in the first season. I did not like him. He was a douche. The only thing I will say, though, is that he does have good taste in clothes. I will say that. Wholeheartedly. Other than that, I did not like him. Like, not like a hatred toward him, but it's just, I was not that interested in his plot. However, this made me actually actually like him a little bit more, and I'm surprised at that. But I feel like they could have done something a little bit different with the whole memory thing. But can we talk about why the fuck did they make him naked? Why was he naked when he first showed up?
I don't know.
Why would you do that? Just let him keep his fucking clothes, or at least give him like a t-shirt. Like, he was literally walking butt-ass naked through the whole fucking street, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm just like, what are you doing? But that's one thing that is prevalent into it, but it's not like the complete main focus. It's kind of like more just like, basically Gabriel kind of says, oh, something bad's coming. So Aziraphale is being his little anxious self, and it's just like, fuck, what do I do? Like, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, what did you think of like Aziraphale and Crowley's interactions in this? Because I liked them, like the flashbacks and stuff.
I love that. Honestly, the flashbacks were probably my favorite part of this damn show.
Yes. And also, like, Crowley and Aziraphale go through so many costume changes. Crowley more than everyone. I don't know what this man, like, I don't know what this man thinks of when he decides, oh, I'm gonna, like, dress up in literally everything under the fucking sun. This man has had long hair. This man has had short hair. This man has had a full-on beard. Like, good lord. He's gone through so many costume changes, but a lot of them were really good, in my opinion. Like, and also you get to see a little bit more of like Aziraphale kind of like understanding more like, hey, I don't have to be like this, but it's kind of like more of like, I think he just wants to do what's right, but he also wants to be happy, but he takes what's right over his happiness a lot, which is a sad thing, but also kind of justifiable in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think?
I think that he likes to stay naive and wants things to like go everyone's way and stuff, and that just can't happen in a realistic world.
Yeah.
He was kind of a little bit like, I don't know. I think like he's kind of a little bit passé on their relationship, if you were the case. I feel like Crowley knew it like all along, and Aziraphale like kind of was like tagging along with it until he couldn't, like, until it got to a point where he didn't want to because like the intentions were uncomfortable for him,
I guess. Yeah. So, another thing I do want to point out with this as well, and this is another thing I actually do like about this season, Aziraphale's way more sassier in this one than he was, like, in the other ones. Like, he was so sassy in some of these scenes. Like, oh my gosh. Like, so another thing I do want to point out, I don't know if this was intentional or if this is the same person or not, but they changed Beelzebub's design since the last season.
Because he was a different actor.
Okay. I wanted to check because I'm curious. Because I like their design in this season better than the first season. Like, honestly, like
I do miss that I do miss the
rotting face.
No, I miss the big fly hat.
Yeah, I will say that though. The big fly hat definitely made Beelzebub in this series. Like, that's one thing that I will agree with you on. I do miss the bug hat. Yeah. The bug hat actually fit them quite well. But I do like their design in season 2, though. I feel like it looked a lot better for their character. Like, they weren't as, like... I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. They weren't as dead, but they weren't as, like, hard to see their face kind of thing. Like, you could see, like, how they were feeling a little bit better in this.
They more mascara.
I think they were presenting more femme in this one, which... It's different. It's different, but I like it. It's a nice different. So I guess another thing we're going to bring up is the lesbian couple. What did you think of the lesbian couple in this? Because I loved Maggie. She was so fucking pretty, and she was so cool.
Maggie and
Nina, I think.
I think
that's her name, Nina.
I believe so. I think.
What did you think of the lesbian couple? Because I actually liked they included them in this. Like, I thought it added like something different. But what about you? What are your thoughts on it?
It was nice. It was very sweet. I don't know to start like from like one of them like was experiencing like a very bad relationship. I don't know whether or not you should have started with that. Maybe you should start them both as like single, and another one just wanted to get with the other one just cause.
Yeah.
But I mean I didn't mind it. I found it really cute, and I found it also really cute that let me see. I found it really cute that was like a little subplot for Aziraphale and Crowley, that we got to get this lesbian couple together.
That also made me so fucking happy. It's like, oh my gosh, these two idiots are actually helping these two. That also made me happy. Also the fact that like Macy kind of sees Aziraphale as like a dad or like a relative. That also made me so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Like, he's... These two men are so fucking pure. I love these two. I swear. Like, I'm happy we got this season. I'm so happy we got this season. So I guess another thing, what did you think of, like, the whole plot between heaven and hell in this? Because to me, I'm kind of 50-50 on it, in a sense. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Because for me,
I thought it was, like, a little bit amusing.
It was.
I don't know. I was more interested in, like, the side plot of the lesbians and, like, the flashbacks.
Me too.
That were given. I was more interested in that than, like, the current story that they were telling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's, like, it's a big part of it. Because, like, Aziraphale goes to Scotland to figure out the, like, why... like where Gabriel was beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the flashbacks that lead to it are more like interesting than like the current story being told. I don't know, that's just my opinion of it.
I liked the flashbacks as well. I feel like they could have done a little bit better.
I liked the biblical flashback that they gave to, what's his name?
Crowley?
No.
Aziraphale?
No, the guy.
Job?
God's favorite for Job.
Yeah. That was interesting. I'm actually surprised that they included that, because I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, do you remember Job from Bible study?
I cannot remember, okay, Jade. That was like,
I don't remember,
years ago. But I think it was somebody else, but I can't remember. But like
Jonah?
I remember Jonah's story. I remember that because VeggieTales.
Who had
obviously.
No, it wasn't the two sons thing.
That's Cain and Abel,
That's
I think.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah. Okay, some stuff I do remember, but not a lot. It's been a very long time, so there's some stuff I don't remember. But, anyway, Job's story was also interesting. That I was actually surprised that they did that. I will say this, though. Crowley and Job's youngest daughter, I loved their dynamic in that flashback. It was so cute. Like, Crowley was just like, I like this one. The other two were apparently annoying to him, and then the youngest one, surprisingly, was the best one of the three siblings. Mm-hmm. Like, that made me so happy. I don't know why.
Adorable.
It was so cute. That was like a little moment that I was just like, dang, Crowley, you got a soft side. Like, and I wish they experienced it more, but at the same time, we get why. He's just trying to keep up his bad boy physique kind of deal. Anyway, let me think what else. What did you think of, like, the new antagonist for Hell? I think her name was Shaq or something, or Shav? The lady that looked like a crow?
Yeah.
I forgot her fucking name. But what did you think of her? Because I thought she was, like... I didn't know how to feel about her. She just kind of gave me like...
She, I don't know. She was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I did not like her that much. But I did like Muriel, though. That's the name of, like, the cop lady, the little angel that's...
Yeah, that was adorable.
She was so adorable! Oh my gosh! I wanted to hug this little lady. Like, oh my gosh. She was so cute. That was also something I liked. I found it kind of weird. Like, okay, let's get toward, like, the ending shit. So I guess one more thing I'll ask before we talk more about, like, the ending stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which was your favorite flashback for Aziraphale and Crowley? Because I think mine probably had to be, what was it? Probably the Job story and, like, the one where they went to help that one girl with the grave robbing.
Job's.
You like Job's story the best?
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of bit of commentary that you could do, like, with them in the back before, like, not before it began, but, like, in the early stages of humanity.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Okay, and then last thing I'll talk about before we get into, like, the ending of season 2 and, like, our thoughts and all that shit. So this was something I was actually not expecting to happen, but I kind of like it in a way. Gabriel and Beelzebub got together. What are your thoughts on that? Because when I first got into Good Omens, there were a lot of people that were shipping those two.
I think it's just the shipping aspect of it and not really so much of a well-developed relationship. I feel like it just came out of nowhere for me, and it was just like...
It kind of came out of nowhere for me, too. But I kind of knew a lot of people were shipping it, along with Aziraphale and Crowley back in the day. It wasn't, like, a popular one, but I did see people, like, say, oh, these two are cute together, kind of thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it, though. I kind of like it.
Because they were just, like, their own their own little rulers of their own world, and they just like, well, why don't we put these two together? Like, I feel like that's pretty much it. It's just like...
Yeah.
It's like a fandom ship, and I was like, okay, it's canon. I don't have any strong feelings about it.
I don't either, but I do think it's a cute idea. I do think it was a cute idea, though, personally. But that's just me. I'm kind of surprised that they did that. So I guess last thing I'll get into, let's talk about the deep-ass shit that happened. First off, Maggie and Nina were badass in the fucking fight scene. Can we both agree on that?
I mean, they just, like, what?
They were, like, using the fire extinguishers and throwing books at them, but...
Yeah, but that's...
Maggie was so badass,
it wasn't a
though!
fight scene, it was a deterrent scene.
I don't care, but Maggie was so badass. I liked her speech, and she just fucked them up. Like, she gave no fucks. She gave no fucks, and I loved her for that. I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. And I liked the person that played her. She did a really good job as Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of the things I was also surprised at. First off, they keep the fucking halos hidden on them. Is what I was surprised at. Aziraphale basically took his fucking halo off and just threw it. It's like, does that mean he's a fallen angel now? Or does that mean, like, he just basically fucked everything up?
No, they use it for war.
Which I thought was interesting. Why would you fucking use your halo for war?
I don't know. It creates something. What did it do again?
It basically
burned them all.
You know how, like, when they did, like, the little summoning circle thingy, it was destroy,
a scale of it.
Not disintegrating. I forgot the word he used. It's not disintegrate.
Discorporate.
That's it. Thank you. It discorporated them. It's basically the same thing, except in like a bigger scale. It's kind of like, say, like you're doing like a fighting game, like Plants vs. Zombies. I'm gonna use this as an example.
Oh my god.
You have like little turrets that do like shorter attacks, and then you have like a huge thing that does like a big attack kind of deal. That's kind of the best way I can explain it.
You are so weird.
I'm just using an example, like a video game example, because that's kind of what it was.
I know, but you're so weird.
Shut up. Says the one who's playing Let's Go Eevee billions of fucking times.
I don't care. I can play my games.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so let's talk about the last, like, I guess, was it like 10, 20 minutes? I think.
Yeah.
10, 20, let's just say 15. Let's go even and say 15. Last 15 minutes of this. What were your thoughts on the last 15 minutes? Because to me, a lot of shit got thrown at me at once. This 15 minutes broke me. These last 15 minutes broke me. Because it took so long for us to get season 2. This makes me wonder how long it's going to take for for whatever happens next to
what
this
happened
point.
to I think I skipped that one.
How did you skip it?
No, it kind of left my head. Did Beelzebub and Gabriel just leave, or
they vanished? I don't really know exactly what happened with that. Like, they just disappeared. Like, they were like standing holding hands and just disappeared while they were singing, and I was just like, I don't know what that was. I don't know if they died.
Went off
I don't know.
into the universe together.
I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, they basically just like, hey, we're gonna sing and just leave, I guess, is kind of what they did.
Just gonna leave, I guess. I don't know.
And then Aziraphale got brought in by God. He went to the neighbor coffee shop, gave him a coffee, which...
That's not God.
That wasn't God?
No.
It was Megatron, apparently?
Megatron.
I don't know what the fuck that had to do with anything. Why would you name him Megatron?
That's the guy who, like, speaks...
Before God.
Before God.
Okay.
Like, that's the guy who, like, speaks through, like, him, but it's not God. It's someone...
Okay, let's just...
to make ranks, apparently.
Okay, so I guess to make it easier while I explain this,
it's
we'll
like
just call
an
him...
angel that sits, like, next to the throne. You know, those angels that
so
sit
like a
next
right-hand man kind of thing. Okay, so to make this easier for you guys...
I don't know which realm... There's realms in heaven, and I apparently don't know them all.
Gosh. Okay, so to make this easier on me and Jay and you guys while I explain this, we're just going to call him Megatron. So... And don't think of the fucking robot.
That would be funny,
so,
actually.
Megatron...
I feel like they named him right after that.
Shut up! Anyway, so Megatron basically comes in with a coffee, goes to talk to Aziraphale. Crowley's basically being talked to by the lesbian couple. So on Aziraphale's side... Actually, let me start with Crowley's side, because you see that first.
Fine.
Crowley's side basically is the lesbian couple being like, hey, you shouldn't be putting us together when we're not ready for that. I just got out of a bad relationship. Even though Maggie clearly likes Nina, which I get. She just got out of like an abusive relationship, so she needs time. That's understandable. Which I also get. Mm-hmm. So they're basically just saying, hey, you need to talk to Aziraphale and basically say how you feel. Because obviously you feel feelings for him because of how much shit you've done. And you can... I already knew Crowley had a thing for Aziraphale even before this. I knew both of them had feelings for each other in my head. I just feel like Crowley is more passionate about it than Aziraphale is. Just because Aziraphale just wants to, I guess, do more good. In a sense. And he just doesn't really put his feelings before anything else. Which... I can get in some aspects, but I'll talk about that later. Basically, it's just them talking about that. So what did you think about Crowley's conversation with the lesbian couple? Like, what did you think?
I thought it was more from, like, the lesbian couple's perspective.
The more than, like, Crowley's perspective.
I mean, they gave him advice, sure, but I feel like this is, like... They just want to get that off of their chest, I'm assuming.
Which is, I think, a good thing, especially, like, if you have a friendship with them. I think you should, like, you know, talk about it. At least they were open about it instead of just being, like, not saying anything kind of thing. So at least they were honest about it. I say that's a better approach than what they could have done.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I mean, they've been on Earth for a long time, but don't know about, like, enough about humans to, like...
understand,
grasp that they can't just fall in love like within like a day.
Yeah, which I get that. So okay, so then as they're talking, Aziraphale basically goes to like talk with Megatron or Metatron, whatever the fuck he's called. I'm just gonna say Megatron, just to make it easier on myself. But he was basically talking to Megatron. Apparently, Megatron wanted Aziraphale to stop smirking. It's gonna make me start laughing. Stop.
Okay.
But okay, so basically, Megatron was trying to talk to Aziraphale, saying like, "Hey, Gabriel, since Gabriel's bye-bye at this point, I kind of want you to be the fucking Archangel and help with shit." And he doesn't really know how to think of it at that point. He doesn't really know what to think of it. He's kind of just more like shocked at the whole thing, that they even thought about him in the first place, especially after everything that happened in season 1. Throws my hands at season 1. Do ya not remember what fucking happened? So, Aziraphale basically, like, doesn't know what to say. I think he likes being a quote-unquote angel fitting in with the humans kind of thing. I think he likes the idea of being a human more than an angel, which I also get. So...
yeah, but he also took the deal.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, well, what's the other angel's name?
The one he's talking to?
The giddy one. Who likes the books.
Oh, Muriel?
Yeah, I think, like... I was like, Muriel will look after your bookshop while this all is occurring.
So I don't know if it's just a temporary thing or if it's, like, a permanent thing. I think it's more of a temporary. If it says Muriel's...
I think it's a permanent thing.
Oh, my gosh. That's going to be interesting. So... what did you think of the whole thing of them talking about that? What did you think of that whole conversation? Because to me, I was literally screaming at the TV, like, please don't fucking do this, boy. Like,
you
please.
You know the TV can't hear you.
I know, but I get like that if I'm very passionate about something. Anyway, what did you think of it? I want to know your thoughts.
I feel like it was a temptation from them. Like, it was a temptation that they knew that he couldn't refuse. So he took it, and I think deep down, he still thought that, like, the friendship would still continue, but, like, Crowley would be, be an angel, and he wanted that.
But I don't think that's what...
But he didn't want... Because he was so against, going against, his side. And he was like, well, this is a way that, we can be on both... We can be on, this one side of the pool. And, Crowley was like, I'm not interested. So... And
we can kind of understand why from the first scene of the whole thing. So we're gonna go back to the first scene really quick. So the first scene of this whole series was literally in the beginning. Basically, Crowley was creating nebulas. And first off, his angel design is so fucking cute. Can we agree on that? Mm-hmm. He was so cute. That's basically how they... I guess that's how they officially met?
Yeah.
So, he was basically creating, nebulas and stuff and all these stars, astrology kind of shit. And Aziraphale basically comes in as oh, God wants to make Earth. They want to get rid of all these nebulas in 1,000 years, 6,000 years. And Crowley was so devastated. Mm-hmm. I think he's still hurt by that, but not, to the extent of when it first happened. So it's kind of something that he doesn't want to go through again, kind of thing. And I think it's also because he's lived on Earth for, so long. He's just kind of I kind of just fit in with all these fuckers here. I don't want to be, a part of this shit. He just wants to be on neither side. He wants to just live his life with his fucking Bentley. Mm-hmm. And Aziraphale, basically. So, next thing I do want to point out. Let's talk about the last 10 minutes. The fucking... Was it considered an argument? Because they weren't really yelling at each other.
They weren't. They were just kind of torn about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? And stuff like that. And then it's just a lot of hurt.
Yeah.
Honestly. And they went, I will give them credit to their performances. They're very seasoned veterans at that, but
yeah.
I don't know, I felt it.
I felt it too. Why do you think I said this series broke me? The last 10 minutes of this broke me. I have not been this broken over a fucking series since Transformers Animated when Prowl died. That got me just as hard as this. And I will talk about that with you one of these days, honey, because I gotta get you to watch that series. It's so good. Anyway, this is one of those rare moments when a show absolutely breaks me. Like, this absolutely broke me. So, here's where spoilery stuff gets into it. And I still can't believe you saw this before me. So basically, Aziraphale basically tells Crowley when they meet back up, hey, I got offered a position by God to come help him be an archangel. And then Crowley's just like, well, I wanted to tell mine first. He wanted to tell his first off. And then Aziraphale's just like, kind of excited, kind of like anxious. To me, he looked kind of anxious as well. Like, do you agree? Or not really? He looked a little bit anxious, but mostly kind of like happy. But you could see kind of like anxiety in his voice. A little bit. At least to me. That's kind of what I read from it.
No, I think Aziraphale?
Yeah.
I know, I think he legit was trying to be happy.
He was trying to be happy, but you can kind of tell in his voice a little bit that he was excited, but at the same time very fucking nervous, and I don't blame him. So then Crowley's kind of just like, okay, well, I'm being put on the spot now kind of thing. So basically, the gist of it is Crowley basically admits his love for Aziraphale. He basically is like, well, if Beelzebub and Gabriel can do it, then what about us? They can be in us. He doesn't flat out say I love you, but it's kind of implied, though. It's very heavily implied. He basically confessed his love for him, kind of thing. So Crowley's basically just like, what about us? What about what we shared over the last, like, thousands of fucking years? Like, we've literally been something for the last 6,000 something years, I'm assuming. I'm just going to say thousands. Thousands of years. And then he starts storming up as everyone's like, I need you. Just please give me a chance. And literally the entire time while I'm watching this, I'm literally screaming at the TV, please don't fucking do this. Y'all can work this out. Come on. I feel like Jay was just like, oh my gosh, why is my bean just like screaming at the TV at like almost 2 a.m?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give the context about that later. And then this was the part I was genuinely surprised at. I never thought in 100 years we would fucking get this. Like, ever. You saw the spoiler before I did. I was actually not expecting this. This was the thing that absolutely also broke me, but at the same time made me happy. They fucking kissed! Oh my gosh. That made me so...
It was a kiss, but it was angry.
It was like, it's the kind of kiss you do when you're like angry, but you have a little bit of passion in it. Aziraphale's just like not sure how to fucking feel. He's like something.exe. He's like, I don't know how to feel about this. Crowley's just like, just fucking kiss me, you idiot. Kind of thing. Like, that I was not expecting at all, but they did such a good job with it. Oh my gosh. And then, like, Aziraphale doesn't know what to say. Then Crowley ends up, like, basically upset about it, just walks out. And Aziraphale ends up getting sent, goes up to heaven and all that yada yada. And then they basically, from what a lot of the fandom has said, they kind of go through a quote-unquote divorce, even though they weren't really together yet. They were calling it a divorce for some reason. I put that in quotes, like very heavy quotes. And then that's basically the end of the series. So what did you think about the whole kiss and stuff? Because I actually was excited that they did that, but at the same time, I feel like it was not the best place because of the arguments, but I'm like that they did it. What about you?
I thought it was a very angry kiss. That, like, it, from Crowley's side, like, I guess it's like, this is what you could have gotten, I guess.
Yeah. Like,
this is what you've missed. And I don't know. I feel like if he's not going to get it now, then he never will get it. So
I feel like there's still a chance. I personally feel like there's still a chance. But I'll get my theories and stuff once I talk about this really quick. But I will say this though. Basically the gist, if you don't understand my rambling, basically the gist of what happened with this scene is like, I feel like Aziraphale, and I noticed this about him a lot, and I can kind of relate to this. I feel like there's a lot of times Aziraphale doesn't understand social norms or like social cues like I do sometimes. So I feel like Crowley was basically trying to say, oh, I like you, but he doesn't understand that. He thinks he just likes him as a friend. And then when the kiss happened, he's like, I like you. Like holding up like a big sign. I like you. Like I mean it kind of deal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Aziraphale, that's when he actually understands it. When the kiss happens, that's when he understands, oh shit, that's what he meant. Kind of thing. Like, do you agree? Because I feel like he can't understand social cues. That's something I kind of notice, and that's something I actually like about him, because I'm like, I swear, me and you are literally them, in a sense. Like, do you agree, or not really?
But that Aziraphale can't understand social cues?
Yeah, or like certain social norms kind of thing, because I feel like that's something that kind of happens quite a bit with him. At least to me.
I think he's just naive.
Or that. But that's just kind of my take on it. That's my personal take on it, but that's just me. Anyway, that's basically the end of the whole fucking series. Mm-hmm. For now, at least. So, Neil Gaiman has mentioned that he does want to continue this. Let's just hope we get greenlit for a third season. So, what do you think? So, what were your thoughts on the entire season 2 overall? Before we give our final thoughts.
It was all right. I feel like, I feel like that big amnesia storyline was like took up a big portion of it, and I don't know, it didn't feel like a storyline that
should have been in there.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like a storyline that I was very interested in, and like it seemed like previous stuff beforehand was more interesting than that, and. I mean, I liked a lot of the stuff. I really liked the commentary that they were doing whenever they would go back to like, BC times.
Yeah, like all the BC. Let's just say the BC flashbacks.
Yeah, like I really liked that aspect of it. I thought that they could do probably a whole show about that, and I would be more happy about that than my current timeline.
Even though like. I like kind of a mix of both, of like the current timeline and like the whole thing of the BC times kind of thing. So I can kind of see that. So do you want to give our rating and then give our final thoughts, or?
Sure.
All right, so let's rate season 2 in general, and then we'll rate it as a whole.
Okay.
So what is your rating for season 2?
I give it a 7.
You give it a 7?
Yeah.
For me, I would still give it an 8.5, maybe a little bit lower. I'll probably I'll give it like an 8. Let's just go with an 8 for me. I'm gonna take off a little bit of points for the amnesia stuff. But other than that, I still think it was pretty solid. Like, both seasons, in my opinion, were pretty solid. Like, they could have done a little bit different with some stuff in both seasons, but overall, I think they did a good job. And this is probably one of my favorite Amazon series they've actually done, and probably one of the better series I've watched in a very long time, in my opinion. I don't normally watch live action stuff. I have to really be into it to watch live action stuff, and it has to be something I really, really like. But I did like this, though. I thought this was really good. Now, what's your opinion on the entire series as a whole so far?
I feel like it's something that I feel like it's a show that like I don't put on a very high regard. It's an enjoyable show. I just wouldn't put it as like one of my favorites and everything. That's pretty much what I think about it.
Okay. I still think it's a good show, personally. I think for a lot of the stuff I think it's one of the better shows I've watched, personally. I would personally rewatch it again. Would you rewatch, like, the series again? Because I probably would if I had the time.
Probably not.
Probably not. I definitely would. I can't get enough of these two fucking idiots. I can't. They're good beans in my eyes. They're good beans. Okay, let's give our final thoughts. So, one thing I do want to, like, ask. What do you think they're going to do for a season 3 if it gets greenlit? Because I really do hope it gets greenlit. I feel like it would, personally, because everyone really liked the first season. Everyone really liked the second. Like, so far, everyone really likes the second.
Maybe it would be, like, them by themselves or what they, like,
go through. And then, like, in the final, like, moments, they're going to be like, okay, well, you know, choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, which I also get. So, personally, I want that to happen. I want, like, definitely something that needs to happen in season 3. I need these two to make up so bad. These two need to make up. Like, come on. You left us at, like, the saddest thing. I knew there was supposed to be, like, a major cliffhanger from it because everyone was saying that. I didn't think it would be this, though. I thought it would have been, like, something for, like, another story. I wasn't expecting this. That's the one thing I was not expecting. But I really do hope this show gets greenlit. Please, if you guys have not seen this, please go watch it. It's really good. And I feel like Neil and his team did a really good job with this show. It's always good in my eyes. Like, he does some good shit. And I would like to definitely read some of his stuff and, like, watch more of his stuff if he has any more adaptations and stuff like that. Because I definitely would watch it. I would. So, what are your thoughts on the series as a whole? Did we already rate that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. No, I mean, like, not just the separate seasons, but the whole thing as a whole.
Yeah, we already did that.
I'm sorry. My mind blanks out sometimes. My mind kind of blanked out, being like, did I actually do this already, or am I repeating myself? I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying not to blank out over everything, so excuse me for that. So I guess anything else you want to say before we're good?
No, I think that's all I need to say.
That's all you need to say? Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and please go give this show a watch. It's on Amazon Prime if you guys are interested, and we're hoping to eventually start doing the final season of our Breaking Bad series analysis, so look forward to that hopefully soon. What do you think? Hopefully soon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'm Mari.
And Jay.
And we're out.